Namaste. This is Cloud Generalist one, and today we'll be looking at the topics network. So you must have seen my earlier video on servers, and if you remember, I have talked something about network. Then that every server in the world is connected to the network. Now, what exactly is a network in terms of server? So, if we have two servers, let's assume server one and server two. So, in order for these two servers to talk to each other, they need some kind of connection, and that we get in a form of network. So, in terms of physicality of a network, I don't think that's important for you, since cloud engineers don't really worry about what physicality of network is. You just have to word the what network means in logical terms. So, network is a connection between two servers, so that these two servers are able to talk to each other. And by talk, I mean they're able to send files or send data to each other. That's it. That's the whole purpose of network. Now these two servers are in network with each other. That's the basic topology of this. So what is the difference between internet and a normal network? So if I create a connection between two servers, or even you can say computers, then I have a network. And the connection between all of the computers in the world, or all of the servers in the world, and what do you in general terms call the international network, the network of networks, the world wide web, is called the internet. This the connection. So the internet is the superset of a normal network. So if you connect all the servers in the world like this, for example, I've tried drawing this map of the world. Apologize if you don't like it. But if you connect all the networks in the world with each other throughout the continents over the world, you'll get the internet, and you'll have some idea why it's called World Wide Web, because it's a web of connection between different servers. So, in general terms, if I ask you, how will a server know that it has to send data to certain server? What is the identity of a server? How do you know that it is a certain server that you're sending some data to? So there is something called an IP address. Just like our homes have a unique address, everyone around the world has a unique address for their home. Just like this, every server in the world have a unique IP address. So IP address is generally denoted in form something like this. Now, what do these number means? So that will be a little more technical, and I don't think I should include that in this video. But if I give you very basic, this is a unique ID, and it is different for every server in the world, and every server has this ID, so that it can be distinguished among the group of servers or around the world on the internet. And these numbers come in pair of four, separated by dots, and each of these numbers are in a range from 0 to 255. This much knowledge you need about IP address as of now, and I don't think anymore. We'll cover more about IP address in the advanced videos. Now there is something else called a port. So if you remember, if I give you another example, if you have a house which is very busy, and there are a lot of people coming and going, and a lot of things coming in and going in, a lot of input and output is happening in your house. So definitely having just one door in your house would be not very efficient, I say, because if multiple people need to use a door, it will be very hectic, and it will cause a traffic jam in your house. So definitely, when you'll have a lot of input, and when you'll be planning a lot of input output in your house, you'll be giving it multiple doors. That we call in terms of servers, we call it ports, and ports are denoted by numbers from 0 to 65,500 something. I don't recall the number. So it can be 1, 2, 3 to this number, whatever this is. I don't recall it right now. So in a server, there are this much ports. Some of the ports are reserved for some internal softwares that run on a server. Some of the ports are reserved for the connectivity that you make from your personal computers, or normal people make to the servers. And other ports are free to be used for other purposes, like hosting a website and storing files like that. So when it comes to transferring data from one server to another server, it doesn't matter how far they are or even they are close to each other or they can be miles apart to each other. There is something called a protocol that is used to define how data will be transferred from one server to another server or computers or vice versa, whatever it is. So if I give an example, real life example, when you try to send a package from one city to another, for example, you are living in Delhi and your friend is living in Mumbai, so there is certain set of rules that you follow to send the package, right? You have to uh, package the stuff in a certain format. You have to give it to your local postal service that will send it to the transshipment hub. They will transfer that to the Mumbai transshipment hub. Then they will send it to the local hub of your friend's city, and then they will deliver that to your friend's house. So there is certain rules how this will happen, certain laid out process that that same kind of process happens in terms of transferring data between servers also, that we call network protocols. Now, network protocols is a little advanced topic. Again, didn't wanted to cover this in this video because this will start a lot of advanced topics will start into come like layers, the OSI layers, and what is TCP/IP and what is UDP. So I just want to give a gist of what a protocol is. So if you remember, if you have downloaded some videos or music or any time that you have done in the past, the download used to happen something like this. First it is like 0%, 1%, then 2%. So what happens is that when you're starting to transfer data, in this case the data is being transferred to your PC from some other server where it is stored, and it is being sent in form of packets. And packets are so the data that resides in the server is broken down in smaller pieces called packets, and those packets are sent to your PC one by one in case of downloading. This happens through a protocol called TCP. Another example if I want to give you is of streaming. You generally binge watch on OTT platforms like Netflix. So what is happening in that case? It's not like the data is coming from packets. It is constantly being streamed to your device, but wherever you're watching it, it's not coming in form of packets. So how it is happening? So what it is done using a protocol called UDP. Now, what exactly happens behind these protocols, how these things work? These are very advanced topics. I I want to cover this, but again, it will make this video very complex. But you can just keep in mind that whatever data transfer happens over servers or between networks, it happens through some protocols. There are more protocols other than TCP and UDP, but these are two most commonly used protocols around the around the world when you're considering data transfer. There is another topic that I want to cover. It's called external networks and internal networks. This is not a official topic. So this is again, it's a little more advanced according to the course that we're trying to cover here. But I'll give you very basic example so you'll have an idea. So I told you, right? Uh, a network can be a network can be any connection between two servers. It doesn't matter how many servers you have in a topology. If there is a connection exists between two or more servers, it is a network. But what in case? So currently, for example, you're starting a company and you have four servers running, and you have connecting them to each other, and they can interact it with each other. But since these servers are belong to you and they're internal to your company, no outside people can access this server. So this is an internal network to your company. These servers can only talk to each other. No other outside people are allowed inside it. Now, if these servers want to talk to the other servers, what they have to create, either you have to create a private connection between any other server around the world that you are trying to access, or you have to go through the internet. So internet is a normal way what normally being used by companies. So what they do is they go to the internet, and then they are able to talk to the servers of other companies or other services or whatever. So this particular part is called the internal network. And the way these internal servers are connecting with other servers outside this company, this is called an external network. In most cases, this external network is internet itself, because it's very cheap if I compare it to the private network that you connect. But in terms of for the people using very sensitive applications that require very high security, they tend to use private networks also that are a little costly. So this is concept of internal and external network. And I think I have tried to cover everything from the topic networking. Networking is a little advanced topic, and covering I was a little nervous from in the beginning. I was not sure what I can cover, because everything in networking is very advanced. If I start to talk about if I start about talking about the routing protocols and ports, and like these things can go in very deep. So I think I covered most of the parts in as easy language as it is possible. So yeah, thanks.